What is up, my brothers and sisters? I want to show y'all something pretty cool real quick. Uh-oh. What happened to this lady? No! Okay, so... Dabu. He's like, folks, there are strange patterns happening in the sky. We know that they've been spraying for some time. Right, so...
It's one thing to see the straight lines across the sky.
But wigglies? What? A bunch of wigglies? Do you see them? Do you see the wigglies? Oh, let me brighten up the... Okay, so it's pretty bright. Those are not spraying in the clouds. And if so, man, how intricate. Man, you gotta be a good pilot for that. You just like go straight during a circle. And that's a pretty hard turn there for like G-forces. I mean, I'm assuming they're in a jet. I mean, for all I know, they're in a crop duster and it's really not that many G-forces. And, but wow, what an intricate design for a plane to, just, how come they don't ever like just spell their name or something, right? Instead of just doing straight lines, now they're doing circles and interconnecting circles at that. So I was like, whoa, they're getting creative with their spraying, I guess, right? But you know what? We've seen this stuff before. I'll show you where. I can show you where I've seen it plenty of times.
8, 8.
Right? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. What? I know. Look close. See it? 8, 8, 8, 8. Right there on the right. Lower right. Okay? Let's go back to Dabu 7. Uh-oh, commercial. He's like, folks, they've been doing surveillance on us, right? We know they've got documents, right? Like there's 8, 8, 8, 8. But it's more like sideways. Like this. Right? 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Whoa. And then you know what, man? I don't ever get the credit I so deserve. I was watching Paul Begley, or is that his name, right? Paul Begley? Mike from Around the World. And, it seems like everything that I've been saying, everybody ends up repeating later, right? It turns out that, like, oh man, Juice was right. That is what it is, right? So he's saying right here, breaking Planet X 2 weeks away, right? And that was like a week ago, so. But, like, over here, he's talking about how your dogs and your cats are dying. And I was already explained that, and he pretty much said the same thing. And then he's talking about how the weather is not being manipulated by man. Right? So I've been saying all this stuff, man, and it's just weird, how everybody else gets the credit for all this good stuff and fair warnings, and then it's always like, oh man, Mike said it. And I was like, dude, I've been saying that stuff for a long time. Like, I don't understand. Like, why does it like nobody ever acknowledges the fact that like I've been saying all this stuff for like a long time, a lot of things, and usually I hit the nail right on the head, and I've got a pretty good run. I'm not saying that I was right about July 4th, but a lot of things did happen on July 4th that I'm not going to get into. You can look up for yourself if you want to. Other than that, oh yeah, in that same video, Paul Begley, Mike from Around the World is basically saying like in 2 weeks, people are going to start noticing this thing, right? See the name of the video? Planet X, 2 weeks away. Mike from Around the World said that. That's just Paul Begley, doing Paul Begley sketchy stuff. And it just reminded me of like this scene from Ghostbusters, where he's like, the end of the world will happen on, right? And then she's like, the end of the world will be on February 14th in the year 2016. And she goes, Valentine's Day. Bummer. But it's just funny because the other guy, David Dunn, who does the other part right here, he like basically says the end of the world's going to happen on a certain day. Yeah, and then he says, wouldn't you have said like 1992? He was like, because your book doesn't even come out until like after the fact, right? So in other words, the end of the world like happens a certain day and your book doesn't come out till after, right? He's like, could you at least like tell us? And I mean, sometimes I remind myself of this like scene from the movie, but I'm not trying to sell anything either. And like Mike from the, I mean, not Mike, Paul is basically like, we're gonna go on a cruise and go to all these places, right? And he was like, for the small fee of $250 down, you can just pay the rest off, right? Like they'll let you do that. But then like Mike comes on, he's like, well, this thing's like 2 weeks away, right? And he's like, oh man, I was like, whoa, well, like shouldn't you advertise for your trip before then?